So we put the lid onto this dish, onto our lobster macaroni dish. And then we're gonna get started on the second dish now. Now these are little neck clams. This dish is so difficult to do, I don't know. You better get your paper and pen out because there's like a recipe this long. There's little necks, lemon, and black pepper, and olive oil. Did you get all that? You got all that? Okay. My pan is good and hot. Let's get going. Into this pan, we're going to put olive oil. Now, a generous amount of olive oil into this pot. Let's see here. I always put some in, then I look. Now, this is about a quarter cup, okay? I want those clams to pop the second they hit this pan, okay? So let's do that now. Again, these are little necks, and we're just gonna pour them in. Just be careful with this. That's great. You hear them sizzling there? Oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about, okay? Now, we go back to our cutting board. Lemon. This is what we're gonna do now. We're gonna take 1, 2, 3 rings. That's it. 3 rings. What we're gonna do is put them in there. You hear that? You can't even hear my voice. These things are popping. They're happy. They love it. Now, black pepper. This is the last thing to this dish. And let me show you how much we're gonna put in. 1, 2. Now those are 2 generous pinches, okay? You got that too. Now, stand back a little bit because boom, 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 this thing is popping like crazy, okay? Now, we're just gonna give these a very quick toss. Turn this burner down just a little bit. We're gonna turn this down to about medium high, okay? And then at this point, what we do is we cover it. Oh my God, that was difficult. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the rest of the show now. Because that was about it on the clams. Are you kidding me? That's how simple this recipe is. And when I tell you that when you guys try this recipe, whether it be with mussels or clams, this will be one of the best clams or mussels you've ever had. I go out and everybody always tells me, I've had clams and mussels done every way you can think of. You know what? You don't need to take away no flavor if the things are delicious. And that's what we're going for here. After you lid them, after about the first minute, what I want you to make sure you do is, you come over here, okay? You take this, because this pan's a little bit on the hot side, you put your finger on the top and give it a pop. Give it a little stir. Some of the juices come out from this side. That's no big deal. I know how to clean this place. There ain't nothing to worry about. Give it a little, that's it. Now, you let it be, okay? And then, at this point, we're gonna wait for our clams to finish, open up. The ones that don't open, don't forget, if they don't open, that means they're garbage, okay? Keep that in mind. So we're gonna wait for these to steam up. It's gonna take about 3-4 minutes, and I'll show you what that's like in just a minute. Okay, so now, our clams, you see this? You see this steam coming out the bottom has been going crazy? This is what I want. I'm gonna take the lid off and check these babies out. Now, we're gonna put this into the sink, excuse me. Okay, now, you see all my clams are opened up, every one, and if they didn't open at this point, I don't want them, so I'm gonna throw them out. But in here, these I know are done. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna turn that burner off, just like that. That's how simple this recipe is. Can you believe that? I gotta say. Now, it's at this point too, we are gonna take the lid off of our lobster macaroni dish. Because what I want to happen now, this has steamed nicely. What I want to happen now is some of this juice, just for a little while, is gonna bubble away. And that's okay. This is gonna reduce by maybe 1/4. And that's gonna be the final 15 minutes of this cooking. So now I'm gonna plate our clams and we're gonna show you what those look like. Okay, so we're gonna come here now. We're gonna gently toss this in. Now, some might get lost. That's okay. You put it back in. Put them all in that bowl like that. And we're just going to put this back into the sink. And look at this dish here. There's no parsley. There's no garlic. There's nothing to make this dish fancy. This is rustic. You put this dish in the center, and you know, for me, of course, I'm always a bread guy, you know. So you put some bread around the outside like this, just like that. There's nothing fancy about it. And you go to town. And I'm going to put away the clams here and make a little hole, because there is nothing better than this juice. Oh, my. You got to be kidding me with this. Are you out of your mind? As simple as this was. What does this have? 3 ingredients in it? Forget it. You can keep your clams with all that stuff they put in them. You don't need it. This is all you need, right? I'm even going to go back for seconds. Oh, that's delicious. Guys, we're going to enjoy this now. And we're going to get back to our lobster macaroni dish. Okay, so now my water has been boiling now. It just started. So let's go there. And what we're going to do is we are going to drop our 1 pound. Today we're using linguine. Now, linguine is not my favorite, but for this particular dish, I enjoy the nice length of the linguine and the fact that it's flat. It holds the sauce very, very well. So let's go back to our pan now. Like this. This has been boiling now. It's ready to go. There's no problem. Now, I did put a pinch and a half of salt into this water. Always salt your water, as you know. If I'm telling you something you already do, no, well then, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Let's look at our lobster dish in the meantime. Now, I asked Mrs. Costanza, I actually asked her daughter, I said, why does your mother cut the lobster? Why not just drop this whole lobster into a pot of marinara? And you know what her answer was? So you get 4 pieces of tail. And I says, oh, that's okay. That makes sense to me. So this way you don't just have 1 tail or a half a tail or whatever. You got 4 tails in here and you got the arms cut up. So this way everybody can kind of divide it and you kind of go after it a bit, okay? Let's give this a stir. Now, for me, because I kind of like basil, I'm not sure if she adds basil into this dish, but I'm gonna. And this is towards the end. But I'm only gonna add a little bit. I just want that hint. Just that hint of basil. So we're going to come over here to our basil plant. And we're going to take 3 leaves off, okay? Nothing crazy. And again, this is last minute. If you don't like basil, you know what? You ain't got to use it. No big deal. For me, I like that flavor. So I'm going to give this just a rough chop. Nothing crazy. Nothing fancy. Just like that, okay? And again, I didn't really want the basil to cook in this dish because I wanted you to take the natural flavors of what's going on in there. So we're just putting this in at the very end, okay? Just a little bit, 3. That's it. Sprinkle this on top like that. Give it a little stir. Let me just see here now. Excuse me while I burn my mouth. I didn't have to taste it. I kind of thought that, but this... the sweetness of that lobster, and now that fresh basil just exploded in there, and the roasted garlic that we did at the same time, forget it. This dish, I gotta say, is gonna make your company very happy. So now this pasta here needs about another 4 minutes. So in the meantime, I'm gonna have a piece of bread because I'm hungry. Okay, so now my macaroni's been boiling for 7 minutes or so. So we're gonna go check it out here. It's perfect. So what we do is we're going to turn that one off. Now, I don't want to toss my macaroni with all these shells just yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these shells out of this pan here. But just when you get to these big bits, the shells here, make sure that you strain these a little bit, because I want to make sure that I don't lose all that wonderful juice. And some of these juices are still going to come out in this sauce. And that is what I'm looking for, okay? So strain this out like that. You know, when you guys are standing here, I wish you guys could be with me on this one, because the smell, I'm going to turn this down now, okay? Now, the aroma on this is just unbelievable. So we're going to come over and we're going to strain our macaroni now, okay? And here we go. And into the scolabas, they call this, okay? That's just a strainer. Okay, now, boom, boom, boom. I don't like to strain for too long because I like a little bit of the pasta water. Boom, back in the pan, no big deal. Now what we're going to do is we're going to transfer it right back to our pan. Our pan is still bubbling, as you can see. If you can get a shot of this, our pan is still bubbling. This is good, because what I want to do is I want to pour this macaroni, as I always do, back into the dish, and then I give it a little stir, okay? Just like this. Nothing crazy. Nothing has to be nuts, okay? Very quickly, just turn your macaroni, because what's happening here is we're releasing some more of those starches, okay? And this is nice. This marries with everything, and this, oh man, the aroma on this. And you know what? It's not that difficult. It really, really isn't. The hardest part about this dish today was that nobody had lobsters. I don't know why. Lobsters, the boat must not have come in yet. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take both of these, and now we're gonna transfer them to our pasta bowl, okay? Now, very softly, we're going to put this in, because I just don't want to splatter over the counter. Like that. Oh, my God. Just like this. Are you guys getting a shot of this? Are you nuts? Oh, into the sink that goes. Now, what I like to do is I like to give this another toss, just like this. This way, everything gets some of that true marinara sauce flavor in there. Okay? Now, like this. Oh, my goodness. This is great. Now, all you got to... You can do one of two things here. You can leave your lobster on the side and let people kind of pick it up as they wish, or you can plate it like this. You can put a lobster like that, and then you can put a lobster like this. Okay, no problem. Maybe we want to put a claw, just so people know what they're about to eat. We can put a claw in the corner like that, and another claw and this side like that, and then you know what I do with the rest? I was going to leave it like this. That's it. This way they can help themselves to whatever they want to do. Now, this is one of the dishes that you should probably not use grated pecorino romano. I prefer Locatelli brand. This is the best. So, I am not going to put it in this. Listen to me. This is my daughter Isabel, and you know what she loves the most? Is clams. And you know what I love the most? She cleans them. I hate cleaning clams. Nothing is worse for me. My hands get cold, so who do I call? You. And you do a good job of it. So listen, what I want you to do is, I want you to take one of these clams. All right? You take one like that. I know you like a little bit of juice. So we put the juice in there, and you tell me how that is, girl. It's good? All right, that's my girl. So we have of course, a lot of things I do come from Europe. And again, these are clams. And how simple were they? They only had a few ingredients: black pepper, olive oil, and just 3 slices of lemon. Do not overdo the lemon in this dish. Use at home. Might think that you want 4 or 5 because you want that lemon to be powerful. Because you know what's going to happen? It's going to be bitter. 3 slices of lemon. And then from Mrs. Costanza, we have, oh my goodness, are you kidding? Lobster with linguine, done my way. I may have tricked this, tweaked it a bit than how she makes it at home. But believe me, if you follow this recipe, you will not be disappointed in it. So people, let me tell you this. From your grandmother's kitchen to my kitchen, back to your kitchen. Happy Sunday and enjoy your rustic cooking.